Pelicans HC James Borrego makes honest admission on Zion Williamson's shocking sixth-man role. The New Orleans Pelicans have officially entered unfamiliar territory, and it starts with Zion Williamson coming off the bench. Yes, you heard that right. In a move that has stunned fans across the league, Pelicans head coach James Borrego has openly addressed Zion Williamson's role as a six-man, and his comments are raising eyebrows across NBA circles. Is this a temporary adjustment, a strategic masterstroke, or a long-term shift in how New Orleans plans to use its franchise star? Let's break down Borrego's honest admission, why this move is happening now, and what it could mean for Zion's future with the Pelicans. A decision nobody expected. For years, Zion Williamson has been the unquestioned face of the Pelicans franchise. When healthy, he's been a dominant interior force, explosive, efficient, and nearly unstoppable at the rim. That's why the idea of Zion coming off the bench feels almost unreal. But according to James Borrego, this decision wasn't made lightly. Speaking to reporters, Borrego made it clear that the move was rooted in basketball fit, conditioning management, and long-term sustainability, not punishment or loss of faith. This is about putting Zion in the best position to succeed, and putting the team in the best position to win, Borrego explained. That honesty alone has sparked debate across the NBA landscape. Borrego's key admission: it's about rhythm and control. Borrego didn't dance around the issue. He admitted that Zion's minutes, usage, and rhythm have been difficult to stabilize when thrown directly into the starting lineup, especially given New Orleans' current roster construction. The Pelicans now have multiple ball-dominant players, improved depth, and a faster pace. Bringing Zion in as a six-man allows him to attack second units, control tempo, and avoid early physical wear. Borrego acknowledged that Zion's explosiveness remains elite, but managing it has become just as important as unleashing it. It's about rhythm and control, Borrego said. We want him finishing games strong. That final line may be the most revealing part of all. This isn't about talent, it's about timing. Let's be clear, this is not a demotion based on ability. Zion Williamson remains one of the most efficient scorers in the league when healthy. His per-minute production still ranks among the NBA's best. But availability, conditioning, and lineup balance have all complicated his role. Borrego admitted that Zion has struggled at times to maintain peak impact across long stretches. By shifting him to a six-man role, the Pelicans can shorten his bursts, maximize his physical advantages, and reduce early game congestion in the paint. In other words, New Orleans is trying to optimize Zion, not sideline him. How Zion fits with the second unit. From a tactical standpoint, the move actually makes sense. Zion leading the second unit gives the Pelicans a clear offensive identity when starters rest. Instead of stagnation, New Orleans gets rim pressure, free throw opportunities, and immediate momentum shifts. Against opposing benches, Zion's strength becomes overwhelming. Borrego admitted that internal data showed Zion's efficiency spikes when defenses are less set, something more common against second units. That's a brutal matchup advantage the Pelicans believe they can exploit nightly. The mental side of the adjustment. Still, there's no ignoring the mental aspect. Coming off the bench can be tough for any star, especially one who entered the league with generational expectations. Borrego was candid about that too. He acknowledged that conversations with Zion were honest, direct, and ongoing. According to the coach, Zion didn't immediately love the idea, but understood the reasoning. What helped? The assurance that this role is fluid, not permanent. This isn't about labeling him, Borrego emphasized. It's about impact. That framing may be crucial for keeping Zion engaged and confident. Fans are divided, and loud. As expected, Pelicans fans are split. Some see the move as smart load management and lineup optimization. Others fear it's a sign that the franchise no longer fully trusts Zion as a centerpiece. Social media has been flooded with hot takes. Sixth-man Zion is wild, but it might actually work. If he's healthy, he should start. Period. This feels like the beginning of the end. Borrego's honesty has only fueled the conversation and raised the stakes. What this means for Zion's future. Here's the bigger question. Is this role temporary, or a preview of Zion's long-term future in New Orleans? Borrego didn't fully answer that, but he didn't deny the possibility either. If the Pelicans win consistently with Zion in this role, pressure to change it will be minimal. But if the team struggles, scrutiny will be immediate and intense. Zion's response on the court may ultimately decide everything. If he dominates as a six-man, closes games, and stays healthy, this move could redefine how stars are used in today's NBA. If not, The noise will only get louder. A bold gamble by James Borrego. One thing is certain, James Borrego is not playing it safe. Moving a former number 1 overall pick into a bench role takes conviction and accountability. Borrego has publicly tied this decision to performance, not politics. That transparency is rare in today's NBA. And while the move carries risk, it also shows a willingness to adapt rather than cling to outdated expectations. Final thoughts. Zion Williamson as a six-man may sound shocking, but James Borrego's honest admission makes one thing clear: this is about winning smarter, not winning louder. The Pelicans are betting that structure, balance, and health will unlock Zion's best version, even if it looks different than fans imagined. Whether this becomes a short-term experiment or a long-term blueprint, one thing is guaranteed. All eyes will be on Zion every time he checks in. And the NBA conversation around this decision is only just beginning.